Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to the next edition of Monday Night Live. Yes, there's WD-40 sitting right there
Monday Night Live.
because this is a working office. Sometimes I need WD-40, or as we call it in the South, WD-40.
Can you hear us?
Is our audio good? Is this thing on?
Let us know. His cute little mic that he usually uses, we think Bonnie maybe took it and put it somewhere.
She's using that as her little cell phone.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's on your side.
It is. Okay. Got it. Okay.
So we are back. I am back. Did you miss me? I missed you.
I missed you.
Granny Berry called and said, "Where are you? Why have you not been on Monday Night Live? What's going on? Do I need to drive up there? Is Ken in trouble? Is he in the doghouse?
Are y'all getting divorced?"
Right. So here I am, and it's only for Granny Berry would I come back on a. Yeah, I'm still wearing the ring. We're good. We're good.
Not like Usha.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh, anyways, I'm back. We're back.
We're
Excited
back.
to be here. It's Thanksgiving week here in the States. I know we have a lot of people that watch from all places, and not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving, obviously, because it is an American. Although Canada has Thanksgiving, but it was last month. Yeah.
So, first thing I want to talk about this evening, before we take a bunch of your questions, is I just wanted to remind everybody that there's hope. You have cause to be hopeful, regardless of where you're starting from, no matter how sick you currently are, no matter how bad your metabolic disease or your autoimmune disease or your life situation or your obesity or your diabetes is right now. There are little steps you can take every day that will move you in the right direction. Maybe you can't hit a home run today, but you can bunt out a single, right? You might strike out twice, but then you'll get on base. You just can't give up. I promise there's hope. I promise there's healing. You just got to try a little bit each day and then a little bit harder each day following that and not give up. You'll fall off the horse. That's okay. Get back on the horse. Becky and Bonnie are taking horse riding lessons and nobody's fallen off yet, but we've both had the conversation. What are we going to do? Because it'll be Beckett for sure.
100%.
What are we going to do when Beckett falls off the horse? And we're going to talk to him and put him right back on the horse. That applies to you too. That applies to all of us. Cry for a minute, yell at yourself for a minute, then forget it, dust yourself off, get back on the horse. Okay? Have hope, be hopeful, because that'll give you motivation, right?
Oh, Loki.
Our cat just went crazy.
She's got a ghost following her around. Phyllis said, "I missed you a lot, Neisha." Oh, that's sweet. Dr. Berry says you hate Monday Night Live YouTube.
Okay.
Listen, it's not that I hate Monday Night Live YouTube. It's that I do lives in the community in our coaching group, and I feel like I can't help y'all as much because you ask one question and then we move. There's thousands of people watching, and so I only have so much energy, right? I'm a mom. I take care of him. I do all the things, and so Monday is an hour of me spending energy, and so like I conserve that energy and then I repurpose it in the community. But I don't hate YouTube Live. It's just we've done this for 8 years where we do live. So we started on Facebook, and so it's just like,
yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah. She doesn't hate it, but some nights she's like, oh, "Is it Monday?"
Plus, when it gets dark at 4:30, it's also I'm ready for bed.
Yeah. Here's a good question from David. Why would blood sugar be up to 101 on just meat, eggs, and desiccated organs? So there's two ways you get glucose in your blood. Either you eat carbohydrates, and then that is metabolized into sugar, which has to be transported through your blood, or your red blood cells and other cells need glucose, and your liver makes it for them. Sometimes when you don't eat any glucose containing carbohydrates, your body makes more. And that's perfectly fine and normal. We see this in thousands of carnivores and ketovores and people on meat-heavy keto that their blood sugar is like 101, 105. They're like, wait, what's going on? I don't want to be pre-diabetic. Then they get their A1C checked, and it's 5.6 or 5.4 or 5.2. And it's like, see, this is nothing to worry about. This is a physiological blood glucose. Okay. Now, if you're eating carbs and it's making your A1, your blood glucose go to 101, that's probably bad. But if you're not eating any carbs, which you're definitely not, unless you lied, then this is a physiological blood sugar excursion. This is not dangerous. This is not disease. This is not pathology. This is not bad. So if you have a question, now's the time to ask. Type your question into the comments. Keep it as short as you can because YouTube will cut you off if you try to type in an epistle. That's biblical for a letter. Is that Hebrew? Or no, it's probably Greek or Latin for letter. Okay, let's see. Let me find a question here. Yes, Granny Berry's watching tonight. Hello, Granny Berry. We love you.
We love you.
Everybody say hi to Granny Berry and where you're watching from. She loves it when you guys do that. Here's somebody watching from Melbourne, Australia.
Australia.
When you're okay, here's a question from Kathy. What are your thoughts on the ivermectin and fenbendazole fad going around? So both of these medicines are FDA-approved medications that serve very specific purposes. They're very good medicines. Ivermectin has been around for decades. It's a very powerful medicine for what it's intended for. But you actually have the answer to your question in the question, fad. The pendulum swung way too far to the point where ivermectin is horse dewormer paste and nothing else. There is no use for it whatsoever, which is total bunk. And now that the pendulum has been released, it has swung past the point of common sense way over here into ivermectin cures cancer and will raise the dead. Not true. Not true. Ivermectin is a very good medication. It has very specific uses. It might have some uses as an antiviral, but it doesn't cure cancer or raise the dead or any of the other things. There's actually companies now you can buy ivermectin, like a kit that contains azithromycin, ivermectin, just to have some ivermectin around because you never know, you might need it tomorrow. Yeah, this is the pendulum has swung too far. This is a fad.
My phone is ringing.
That your phone?
Yeah. No? Oh, yeah. What? I don't know who that
There's
is.
somebody watching from Jamaica. Yaman.
That was great.
I know, right? Here's a good question from Daisy. Been working out for 10 months, hit a wall, and not losing any more inches. So working out, exercising is very good for you, Daisy, but it's not a good weight loss method. If you're trying to metabolize stored fat on your body, which is what most people mean when they say, I want to lose some weight, your diet is 80 to 85% of the battle. Working out's good for you, builds muscle, makes your bones stronger, helps your brain, good for you in hundreds of ways, but it's not going to help you lose weight. You have to change your diet. So whatever diet you've been following, if it's low carb, you need to tighten it up to keto. If it's keto, tighten it up to Ketovore. If it's Ketovore, tighten it up to Carnivore. And do that for 3 months and then recheck your measurements and jump on the scale. I have a YouTube video called The 13 Reasons Why Your Weight Loss Might Stall, because there are some medical reasons that you'll need a doctor to help you diagnose. And so watch that video. And if you're like, oh, yeah, maybe I have that, go see your doctor and get that checked. Otherwise, exercise is good for you. I'm not knocking it, but it's not going to help you lose weight. Very common myth. Can you find one? I'm just seeing comments over here. Carnivore Cyclist says that ivermectin helps with oxalate dumping. First time I ever heard that one. Maybe.
I'm going to go to start.
Yeah. All right. Here's one from user. I'm looking for a chewable zinc supplement for men's, ideally 100 milligrams. Do you have any brands you recommend? I would go to either Puritan.com or go to Amazon and pick a zinc supplement that has thousands of 5-star reviews and that has a name brand. That way they've got a reputation to lose. Should they be putting rat hockey or something else in the pill, they'll lose their reputation. But if it's some generic brand from China, I wouldn't buy that, regardless of how cheap it is.
Also, we used to get some of our vitamin D3 and stuff on Amazon. I no longer do that anymore because they're all kind of from different places. You can't verify where they came from and if they're really what you ordered. So you want to go to the actual brand's website and purchase from that website. That way, if you get it and something is weird in it, like you said, you can hold them accountable for it. Amazon has independent distributors. You can't really guarantee where that stuff is coming from. So go to the website. Don't buy it on Amazon, just in case. Just be safe.
And Puritan.com, who I do not have any affiliation with, they're a very reputable company. Here's Brandon. Dr. Ken, what is your opinion on anabolic steroids? Well, Brandon, they are illegal. And if used under the tutelage of a gym bro, they can lead to lots of medical problems. Now, if you were able to use anabolic steroids in a cycle fashion rationally under a doctor's care, which you cannot do since they're illegal, then you could probably use them and build some muscle if you wanted to do that. But you can put on quite a bit of muscle just by working hard in the gym and eating your meat. I don't recommend anabolic steroids. Intrepid divergence. I have mandibular dystonia, bruxism causing broken teeth. Jaw's always trying to clench. Doctor doesn't know what to do, how to stop the involuntary jaw movement. I think I need medication, unfortunately. You might. This is relatively rare, but it can be quite serious, and you can grind your teeth to the point where you break teeth off. This has been known to happen. They do have custom-made mouth guards that you can get at a dentist or an oral specialist, that not just like a football mouthpiece that you buy off Amazon, but it's actually custom fitted to you. Some doctors will inject a little bit of Botox in your masseter muscles to kind of relax that so that they just can't bite down as forcefully. There's several other treatments. You need to find a specialist. The quickest way to do that is to do an internet search for these terms and specialist near me. And boom, all of a sudden there's a guy who's, in the next state, a 4-hour drive, but still, this is a terrible condition. So make the 4-hour drive and go see him.
Magnumlin? I'm saying some weird name wrong, probably. Would you recommend fluoride-free toothpaste? So we use Boka, B-O-K-A.
Yep.
Fluoride-free, and it also has
nano-hydroxyapatite, which can actually help fill in tiny, small cavities.
We've been using that for a few years now. We love it. It's fluoride-free. The kids also use fluoride-free toothpaste. There's just kid version. Yeah,
if your kids are eating a nutrient-dense, meat-heavy diet and not eating junk food, they're just not going to get cavities. You don't need fluoride, okay? Definitely, I want none of you guys to be drinking fluoridated water. There's not a shred of research that shows that swallowing fluoridated water in any way helps your teeth. If you want to use a fluoridated toothpaste, I think that's okay if you want to, but make sure and spit and rinse and spit and rinse and spit and rinse several times. You don't want to swallow that. It's not good for your brain. I don't recommend fluoridated toothpaste for any child under the age of 9 or 10, because you cannot trust the child, first of all, to put a pea-sized amount of toothpaste. They're going to put half the tooth, then they're going to swallow a bunch of it. Okay. They don't understand the danger like an adult does. And so, our kids will never use fluoridated toothpaste until they're 10, 11, 12, probably not then.
They've also never been to the dentist.
They've never been to the dentist. Their teeth are beautiful. They have no cavities. I don't need to be a dentist to know that. I can look when they laugh out loud and they have no cavities.
I check their teeth often. Beckett has almost no teeth left because he is 6, and so he's going through the I lose all my teeth phase. He has no 2 front teeth, 1 missing over here. Very adorable. You can see him in my latest video, toothless. There's a good question.
Okay.
And A Binder 3 said, your recent video, you mentioned pork chops as a good source of thiamine. Thiamine?
Yep.
Thiamine. Do pork chops have more nutritional value than bacon?
So if you cook your bacon low and slow and eat it floppy, it's a great source of B1. But if you fry your bacon at a high enough temperature to make it extra crispy, you lose about 80% of the B1. There's still a little, but you lose about 80%.
I didn't know that.
And so any pork is going to be a great source of vitamin B1, which deficiency of that's a very common cause of neuropathy, and it's a cause of neuropathy that most doctors never think of. And so if you're eating pork for B1, you want to cook it at a lower temperature, slower. That's going to retain a lot more of the B1. Here's James says, just bought half a cow. And everybody who says beef's too expensive, listen, James bought half a cow Saturday, $3.20 a pound plus processing, about $4.50 after all the costs. It's home in his freezer. He got beef for $4.50 a pound.
Right.
Now,
but that's a large amount of money at one time.
That's right. But now, let's say, God, I don't have enough freezer space for half a cow. I can't afford half a cow because that was probably several $100s. So what do? You find a neighbor or a friend or your mother-in-law or several friends, and you go in together. So you wind up with a quarter cow or an eighth of a cow or a 16th of a cow. You still got ground beef in the freezer for $4.50 a pound. That's how you do it. You're also encouraging the local ranching economy when you do that, and encouraging that rancher to have more cows next year than he had this year, which is definitely a good thing for the resilience of your community.
DC, Wisconsin says, are there any food suggestions for osteoporosis or osteopenia?
Yeah, we have quite a few. I actually have several videos on my YouTube channel about osteoporosis and osteopenia and osteomalacia, which is closely related. You want to eat lots of meat and eggs because 50% of your bone mass by dry weight is not calcium. It's protein. Okay. Your bones are made of protein, a collagen matrix, and then your body puts the calcium and other minerals, not just calcium, in there. And so if you're not eating enough protein, you're not going to be able to build strong bones. Number two is what Neisha's been doing lately, which is stressing her bones. What have you been up to?
Lifting weights, heavy for me. I'm not out doing CrossFit or anything crazy. I'm doing very classic movements, bicep curls, squats, and then I also am jumping on. I bought a box off of Amazon specifically for this so that I don't hurt myself. And I've been jumping, doing box jumps, and then also, what else have I been doing? Well, playing with the kids, sprinting.
Last night she was doing Bonnie Blue squats. She was holding Bonnie Blue and squatting.
Actually, was flipping her and raising her. Like I would squat, and then when I would raise her. So yeah, I'm going to the gym. If you're following me on YouTube or Instagram, you've been seeing this. I'm not doing anything crazy, any of those, like it is the bare basics that will strengthen my bones, build muscle, and maintain muscle, because I will be 40 in a few months. Oh my gosh, y'all, do you know what is coming up? Dr. Berry's birthday is in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, and he's also been more intentional with his weightlifting as well. You guys know he goes and he throws trees. Well, limbs. sometimes trees.
Yeah, sometimes. Today I was throwing some big logs today.
Weight bearing activity is really good for your overall mental health. The more muscle you have, the more, insulin sensitive that you become. There's lots of benefits. So many benefits. You can't outwork a bad diet. Like if you're eating trash, it doesn't matter how many times you go to the gym. It doesn't matter. And also, if you've lost a lot of weight, but you're not doing anything to maintain your muscle and bone density, that also doesn't matter, because you can be thin and frail, right? So you want to be lean and strong and durable. And so
virile, vigorous, and potent.
Yeah. You want to show him your dumbbells? He's got 50 pounds dumbbells that he keeps. 40. 40. Yeah. I keep mine by my desk, and he keeps his.
I've got these guys by my desk. I got 2 of them. And so when I'm sitting here thinking, I'll just get both of them, and I'll just do about 12 or 15 shoulder presses. And I probably do that 3 or 4 times a day. Every single day, I don't even think about it. Literally now I get in the zone of thinking, doing my shoulder presses. When I'm outside, I'm lifting super heavy things. Sometimes the guardian dog, which is about 160 pounds. Sometimes one of the sheep, which is about 120 pounds. Sometimes logs that, I don't know, I should probably put one on the scale one day and just see, because some of them are massive.
Take the scale out to the pasture.
Yes.
Yeah. So just keep in mind, we want you to lose weight, and the way to lose weight is getting your food right. But if you're thin and frail, you're still not protective. We don't want you to get fragile in the last few decades and end up breaking a hip, end up in the nursing home. That is a cascade. We would like you to not.
Every doctor knows that when an older person breaks their hip, it's a very, very bad sign.
It's almost a death sentence.
It's almost within 5 years, the mortality is 80%. In 5 years after a broken hip. So you're going to fall. I fall in the woods every day when I'm working, every day. But you want to bounce and not break. Okay?
My kids fall all the time. Kids always fall. Do we ever worry about that? No.
Unless they fall off the house, they're not going to break it off.
They're durable, right? Yes. They're jumping and they're running. So I try my best to mimic what I see the kids do, roll around on the floor. I don't like it. We have hard floors. But I'm trying to do more because I'm 40, going to be 40. I think that's still young.
40.
Thank you. I think I look exactly my age. But I want to, 50, 60. I want to start now so that I can, when I am 80, I can still go to the gym and lift my grandkids and go to Rome with my husband who will be 1,000 years old and still running around 100%. Telling people what to do.
That's right. Now, if you're listening to this right now and you're already 50, 60, 70, you're like, well, crap. No, don't you want to be 60, 70, 80, 90? If you do, listen to Neisha and do what she just said to do. Eat your meat and lift heavy things. Go out and play like a kid. It's just that simple.
Don't get over analyzing the gym stuff. You can do resistant bands at home. You can buy dumbbells at Walmart. This is not hard stuff. There's free stuff on YouTube.
100%.
Anybody can do it.
Today, her and Alyssa, they were doing a private live inside of our community.
Yeah.
And Alyssa was using a gallon of milk and a gallon of tea because that weighs 8.8 pounds. That's what a gallon of liquid weighs. And so that was her dumbbells. She was
traveling for the holidays.
She's traveling, so that's all she had. Yeah. And so you can literally start out with 2 cans of cream corn because you're not going to eat that because you're keto carnivore now, but you can use it as your beginning little weights. That weighs about a pound. And then go to a bigger can, then a jug of milk half full, jug of water. You can buy it for $1.50. Pour half out. You've got 4.4 pounds now. Keep putting more water, 5 pounds, 6, 7, 8.
Then you put some rocks.
Then you put some rocks. That's right. Yeah, 100%. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't need any supplements. Okay. You need to eat your meat and lift heavy things and go outside and play. Papa Darcy says, I'm terrified to take the leap for carnivore. Why exactly are you terrified? If you're terrified for a rational reason, then just go keto, meat heavy keto. You don't have to be carnivore. Include low carb vegetables, low carb nuts, low carb berries, but eat lots of meat and eggs. After a few months of that, if you're feeling better and doing better, you can try Ketovore, which Neisha effectively invented, which is halfway between keto and carnivore. Just have a little bit of plants for spice, flavor.
I call them accessories to my meat. Yeah. I want to eat plenty of meat, but I need some texture in there, some crunch. So pickles, onions, something like that is going to add a little bit more, make it sustainable for me. Do you have some? I have Janice.
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Dr. Berry, have you heard of grounding? Walking or sitting in the grass without shoes. It's really words. I think she meant weirds. I have bad feet and not great balance. We ground. And the kids ground. We do. We've been talking about grounding for a long time. Yeah. It sounds woo-woo, but it's real.
Yeah. So for everybody out there who's like going, what? Yeah, there's not a lot of research to support it, but it makes perfect sense when you think about it through an ancestral lens. Our ancestors were always in contact with the earth. For millions of years, they didn't wear shoes. Then they started wearing shoes, but what were the shoes made of? Leather or woven fibers of some type, which when damp, still conduct electricity with the earth. So they were still in contact with the earth. We've always been in contact with the earth until we started wearing plastic and rubber sole shoes, right? And so we make it a point to be barefoot outside. Yesterday, Bonnie and Becky were running around barefoot all over this farm.
Hard for me to keep shoes on these children, honestly. I have to go back outside and get their shoes and bring them back in the house. They love being barefoot.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean you have to go out and do CrossFit barefoot if you're unsteady on your feet. You can just sit on the stoop and put your feet on the ground.
That's what
you don't have to actually exercise doing this. Here's one from
Did you get this one yet?
Hunter was told gallbladder is at 30% and needs to eventually come out and can't be reversed. That's a big fat lie. We'll get into that. Can I actually heal it? Am I at risk for worse stuff removing it, or can I be healthy without it? So you can survive without your gallbladder, but your gallbladder is there for multiple reasons, some of which I opine we haven't even discovered yet. We know several things that the gallbladder does do, and you will be slightly less healthy without your gallbladder. You currently have gallbladder dysfunction or dyskinesia. This means that your gallbladder wall is weak. Okay, it's a smooth muscle sac, and the muscle is currently weak. How do you strengthen a muscle, Hunter? You exercise it. How do you exercise the smooth muscle of your gallbladder? You eat fat. You eat fatty meat, and that causes the gallbladder to constrict and contract. That makes the gallbladder wall stronger. You can absolutely strengthen your gallbladder wall back up to a normal strength. If you have gallbladder sludge, you can push that sludge out by eating fatty meat. If you have gallstones, you can dissolve them very slowly but surely by eating a very, very low carbohydrate diet full of lots of healthy animal fat. Keep your gallbladder if at all possible.
Case Steven says, what are y'all having for Thanksgiving? So we are building a new house. For those of you that have been around for a few years, this has been a process that has taken, I don't even want to talk about it. It's taken a long time. We are clearly not in that new house yet. And so this house is 1,100 square feet. The kitchen is small. We have a lot of family. And if I did all the cooking and the things, then it would be a hot mess and I would be stressed out. So for the last few years, we've catered from local barbecue joints. So this year we are catering our barbecue from Blake's in Martin, Tennessee. And we have brisket. We have ribs. We have smoked turkey. And we have deviled eggs coming from the barbecue place. I'm going to make a few sides also.
Everybody's going to bring a dish.
We have friends and family coming. They're going to bring stuff as well. But that's what has become the tradition around here. We don't love turkey, but some people, it's a smoked turkey. I can handle smoked turkey.
I can handle it. I still don't love it.
I still don't love it.
Yeah.
And most of my family don't love turkey. So when we say we'll cater it, we'll buy the barbecue, you guys bring the sides, they're like, heck yeah. So that's what we're having for Thanksgiving. What are you guys having? Put it in the chat. Let us know. Also, Black Friday is this week. Obviously, Thanksgiving. If you are not already in the PhD community, you can get 50% off your first 2 months using the code THANKS50 at checkout. So you can go to phdhealth.community or scan the code over there. And that'll take you to the website. At the very top of the screen, it's going to have the Black Friday sign and it'll say sign up. If you click there, it'll take you and then you'll create your account. Once you create your account, there'll be a place for the promo code, discount code, THANKS50, and that will give you the first 2 months 50% off. If you want to join the annual, that gives you bonus stuff. So if you join us for a full year, you pay for your year. You also get a weekly Zoom call with Dr. Berry along with the 3 other weekly calls that are not Zoom face-to-face. Dr. Berry AI, our courses and challenges, the planner for the consistency challenge, and a partridge and a pear tree.
I love it. So scan the code or go to phdhealth.community, not .com, .community. And we'll see you inside the tribe. Now,
I'm hungry because I was talking about barbecue. That made me really want it right now.
What is the restaurant in Martin called? Southern Mills or something like that? It's
Blake's.
It's Blake's, but is that what it's called?
That's what it says on that cup over there.
Okay, yeah. So if you're in Martin, Tennessee, and you want the best ribs and the best brisket,
Blake's at Southern Mills.
Blake's at Southern Mills. I knew it had Southern in there.
But it's in Martin, Tennessee, which is where one of our daughters went to college, and that's where she lives. And so we go up there and eat with her, and they have really good service and really good food. So if you're in the area, tell them Dr. Berry sent you.
That's right. Tell them you want the Carnivore special. Yes. They'll know what you're talking about.
They will know.
This is RM Guest. So good to see you again. Since the jabby jab regained some belly fat, part due to falling off the wagon. Yeah, probably mostly due to falling off the wagon. Fasted for 4.5 days with no change. Thoughts, please. It's not going to happen in 4.5 days. Oh, this used to be fully laden swallow. He changed his handle. Okay. So it's going to take weeks or months for you to correct this falling off the wagon. Now, you can get back on the horse immediately, but that doesn't mean all the bad things that you caused are going to go away immediately. It's going to take weeks, if not a few months, for you to get back to where you were. But that's the only alternative, because if you say, well, screw it, then you're just going to keep getting worse, right? So get back on the horse and get back in the race and just be consistent, and I promise it'll come.
Anita says, Thanksgiving this week, and I'm terrified of carbs at dinner. What do you recommend? Just turkey and no carbs help. Bring your own. Call whoever you're going to, your cousin, your sister, your brother's mother, whoever.
Yep.
Okay. And say, hey, I'd love to bring something. Would you mind if I bring deviled eggs, sausage balls? There's many carnivore options that are side friendly to go with your turkey. Deviled eggs, you can make them carnivore. You can throw some pickles and onions. Not going to kill you. All right. It's fine. Sausage balls, instead of using breadcrumbs, you use pork panko, maybe some Parmesan cheese, and use a good quality sausage. We love Tennessee Pride because Tennessee Pride. But use a healthy sausage, whatever you like. Make your own sausage balls. Bring those. I do chicken meatballs, and I make a glaze to go over them, a homemade sugar-free glaze. I do that. There's lots of ways. Bring a dish. No one's going to turn that down, usually, especially if it's something like they can't tell deviled eggs are keto. They don't know that.
Right. And
they just think that they're amazing and delicious.
Those are great tips. Another thing I'll do, if I know there's going to be junk that I love, and I know there's going to be family pressure to just try a bite, I'll eat before I go. I'll pregame, and I'll eat some beef and eggs before I even go. That way I'm just not really hungry. And so I'll get a little turkey, and I'll get a little deviled egg, and maybe some little something else. And that's it. I'll just eat that. Nobody's going to weigh your plate and say, you haven't eaten your consistent, normal, average amount of food. They're just going to see you with food on your plate. You ate it, now it's gone, and now you go. Happy Halloween, also, happy Thanksgiving.
Don't bring it up. Don't be like, I can't have the dressing. Right. Just don't get the
Nobody wants to hear that.
And if somebody brings it up to you, you go, oh, yeah. Also, hey, how's your grandkids? How's your daughter? I saw you posted on Facebook.
Redirect.
They want to talk about themselves more than 100%. They want to talk about you. Okay?
Yeah, and then finally, if you can't pregame and you can't bring a dish, I just fill up my plate with the turkey and the deviled eggs, and I just eat that. And hopefully you'll get full enough that you won't be tempted.
This is also why I don't do Monday Night Live. I can't get a word in. He talks all the time. Derek says Perry's Barbecue in Paris is also good. Good as Blake's. Now, 100%. We had them last year.
Yep.
We had Perry's
That's
Barbecue.
What we had last year. Yeah. Here's from YouTube user. My wife was electrically shocked by 1600 volts. Her metabolic health is a mess, has several neurological issues, and now has developed adrenal insufficiency and non-epileptic seizures. Could keto help? Yes, 100%. Keto is actually the therapeutic ketogenic diet can actually help treat seizures. If she's had any weight gain, it's going to help that. It's going to help her nerves heal. It's going to help her adrenal glands to heal. Yes, absolutely. It's going to fix her metabolic mess, which probably wasn't caused from the electrocution. It was probably caused from her diet. And so, therapeutic keto. Dr. Eric Westman has great videos if you need therapeutic keto, not just, YouTube keto, because there's a difference in specific things you need to do. Also, Amy Berger is another great source for therapeutic keto. If you need to keep your ketones at a certain level, you don't need to be buying exogenous ketones. You need to be eating therapeutic ketogenic diet. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to say, if y'all haven't seen this, Dr. Bobs is on the Diary of a CEO, which is a huge podcast. I think that's really amazing that keto, and it says keto, and she's talking about keto, not carnivore, keto, ketosis. And I know there's a lot of things going around about being in a state of ketosis long term, and she's been teaching this just like Dr. Berry. You've had her on how many times? We've met her in real life, hung out. She's amazing. If you are somebody who's new, and you're still kind of scared about it, they go into a lot of different stuff on that podcast. Dr. Berry has a bunch of podcasts. Don't just join a Q&A. There's so many videos on the internet. How many do you have now?
1,900 videos.
1,900
Watch
videos.
all of them for free.
On almost everything you think of. Keto and carnivore for diabetes. Keto and carnivore with no gallbladder. Keto and carnivore for fungus on your toe.
Literally everything. Everything.
So many things. Use those resources and then do some critical thinking, right?
Absolutely.
Don't be scared to eat
Absolutely.
real food.
Yep.
There's nothing scary about it.
Here is sad action scenes. Hello from Sydney, Australia. My father has sarcoidosis and was told by his GP to not take iodine. What's your opinion? He's 67 years of age. There's literally no reason under the sun that somebody with sarcoidosis or any other autoimmune or metabolic or other disease to not take iodine. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Every cell in your dad's body needs iodine each and every day to function properly and optimally. I would ask for a second opinion. I would do some research. I've got a great YouTube video about iodine, and I've got links to the research down in the show notes. Every cell of your father's body needs iodine, whether he has sarcoidosis or not. That doesn't make any sense.
Mr. Raymond Noodle says, how do I do carnivore when I'm very poor? You have a video about this too.
I do.
And you just did, he does shorts, reels, TikToks, Instagram, whatever. And he went to Dollar General.
Went to the Dollar General, and you can absolutely eat keto at Dollar General.
So that's posted on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So you can go watch that. But go ahead. I think we have a full video. But what are your top 5 budget-friendly cuts?
Yeah. So buy ground beef in bulk, and then break it up into 1 pound portions and freeze all of it. And then you've got a pound of ground beef. You're going to pay $5 a pound, if not less, for a pound of ground beef. Buy eggs in bulk. Don't just buy a dozen, buy 36. Okay. You get them way cheaper that way. Also, you don't have to buy the extra large grade A. You can buy the smaller eggs. They're way cheaper. Okay. Bologna, hot dogs, Spam. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect, but are they 99% meat? Yeah, they got a little bit of maltodextrin, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cornstarch, but they're 99% meat.
They're better than ramen noodles.
Right. They're better than ramen noodles or anything else at the Dollar General. So if you're on a budget, 100% you can live on hot dogs and bologna and mustard. You can live on that for months and not develop any deficiency. Also,
make sure you're going to the stores that are going to carry more budget-friendly things. Dollar General, sometimes their stuff is a better price. Sometimes they mark it up and it's stupid, right? So go to Aldi, go to Kroger, go to Walmart, go to the sales section. Ask the butcher if there's a butcher or sales associate. When are the sales for meat? Kroger, I think, has specific days where they do meat sales. And then at Costco, if you can afford a membership, or you can go with a friend who has a membership, you can get the big logs of ground beef for a discounted price. You don't have to get the Costco membership yourself. You can give the money to your buddy. You know, I'm sure you have a friend. We have friends. We would love to have a Costco membership, but it's 2 hours away. But there's ways to do this on a budget. You don't have to be fancy. You don't have to be grass-fed, grass-finished, perfect.
Correct.
Just better than the alternative, right?
Correct. Okay, here's one from Zomtron. Hey, Dr. Berry, was wondering about your thoughts on the red meat disease that you get from a tick bite. Is it a complete fallacy or what's going on? So this is called alpha-gal syndrome, and it's actually a real thing. It's also very, very rare, but it is a thing that people get. It makes you temporarily allergic or have an immune reaction to the meat of mammals. You become reactive to one of the sialic acid on the cell membrane surface of the animal proteins. But you can still eat all the fish, all the seafood, all the crustaceans and shellfish, and all the poultry, all the fowl. You can eat all the chicken, duck, turkey, quail, pigeon, depending on where you live. You can eat all that stuff. You can still eat a carnivore diet, even if you have alpha-gal. You just can't eat mammals. The most common in the supermarket would be beef and sheep, and then goat would be number 3. You can't eat those or you might have a reaction. But also alpha-gal looks like it's temporary. Most people within 1 to 3 years after having it, it kind of wanes, and then they can eat meat again. Good question. Here's one from James. Oh, no, we already did James, didn't we? I could have
no, it's a different
it's a different one. Okay, half a cow was just over $1,700.
Yeah.
Okay.
395 pounds of
395 pounds of meat. So figure out how much meat your freezer will hold if you filled it up with meat. That'll last James 6.5 months eating 2 pounds a day. He could have gotten a quarter of a cow. So what if you and your friend, because you don't need 395 pounds of meat, but you might need 100 pounds. So you could go in and with half with your friend and buy a quarter cow. There you go, 100 pounds of meat, and that's going to cost you what, carry the 7. It's going to cost you about a quarter of $1,700.
Hey, I got a good question. I want to hear your answer to this.
Okay.
I know what it's going to be, but I want to hear it out loud. Russell says, what would you recommend for beard oil? The oils I use are mostly seed oils. Is there something other than store-bought that I can use?
100%. Yes. Beef tallow is the best beard oil in the world. And what you can actually do, if your wife is into essential oils, if she's not, it's fine. You can just go to Walmart and buy a couple of different flavors. Heat your jar of beef tallow until it liquefies. Then put just 2 or 3 drops of the essential oil, whatever you like. I would put patchouli, but she would hate that. But whatever you like, vetiver, lavender, and then stir it up and then let it solidify again. Every morning you go in there and you dip your finger in there and you do this and you do this. Best beard oil in the world. It's completely natural. And then you're going to smell amazing, look amazing, and you're not putting vegetable seed oil on your face or supporting the companies that sell the vegetable seed oil. You're supporting the company that sells beef tallow.
There's so many local ranchers that now do tallow products. So it's another way to support them because they were just like, who even knows what happened to that tallow before? And now they're like, oh,
they threw it away or put it in dog food. 100%.
Hey, guess who's in the comments?
Who?
Kim Key.
Hey, Kim Key,
She's
my
lost
friend, my neighbor.
65 pounds.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. Hopefully we'll get to see you again soon. I see you on Facebook sometimes. Let's see. Here is Mark, wife, who's 45 years old, has been carnivore for 2+ years, down 40 pounds. Nice. Huzzah. Has endometriosis in remission since starting the diet. All you women out there, or if you know a woman who has endometriosis, you might want to take a screenshot of this. Blood test, TSH 5.7. That's a little on the high side. Low T of 4. Taking Lugol's 5% and vitamin D. Any recommendations on the blood test results? Her TSH is a little high. She needs a full thyroid panel. I talk about what that is in the Common Sense Labs book. I think there's a link in the show notes. And then if you meant low T as in T3 or T4, I'd need the full thyroid panel to be able to give you any more advice on the thyroid. If you meant her testosterone is 4, that's really low. She needs to get that optimized with a bioidentical, and she's going to feel so much better. The Lugol's is good for her. She needs 1 or 2 drops a day of that, not droppers full, just 1 or 2 drops is all she'll need. And then vitamin D for sure.
Target Prime Rib said, if I ever found out Dr. Berry saw me on Facebook, I would just die.
Jen, 58-year-old. My belly fat is stubborn. Intermittent fasting, mostly carnivore, bioidentical hormones, but don't seem to be losing belly fat. My labs are great, but should I get hormones checked?
Surely you've had them checked if you're on bioidentical hormones.
No? Yeah, you need a full thyroid panel, and if a doctor is giving you bioidentical hormones but not checking your labs,
red flag.
That's not good. You've got to follow the labs to make sure you're taking enough and also not too much. Keep in mind that for women, especially if you've had a baby or 2 or 3, you can develop an abdominal muscular wall laxity. And it makes it look like you've got belly fat, but really you don't. Your abdominal muscles have just relaxed, and sometimes they'll actually even split apart, called diastasis recti. If you'll start working out your belly muscles, that's not going to get rid of it if it's truly fat. But if you just have abdominal wall laxity, that'll tighten it up. If you have diastasis recti, it can actually bring the muscles back together as you continue to lose weight and strengthen your abdominal muscles. Today, Neisha came out wearing her super tight gym leggings, and the top of it is loose. And she's had 2 babies, but it's like her belly is getting taut.
But listen, that wasn't happening until I was going to the gym, lifting weights, and I started tracking what I was eating to know what I was eating. Because sometimes we think we're doing all good, but reality is we've gotten a little lazy. We've let some things slip I don't think anybody needs to track every single day for the rest of their life. That's ridiculous. But for a week, track like and eat what you normally eat. Don't change anything so that you can go, oh.
Yep. Carbohydrate creep is
It
super
wasn't carbs
common.
for me. It was like,
and for some people,
enough
you're not getting enough protein,
Yeah.
not getting enough fat, not eating enough total food. And the only way to know that is to track for a week or two. And now, if you're a woman watching this and you're like, I haven't thought about actually tightening up my belly muscles, Neisha and Coach Alyssa and the other coaches are talking about this every day in the private community. They actually did a live video. They were working out with everybody in the group today.
Also, we're teaching people how to track
Absolutely.
and understand macros,
Yep.
not restrict. Okay, this is not eat 1,200 calories and don't eat food, and that's not what we're doing. We're tracking to obtain data. A lot of people think they know what protein looks like, and they don't, right? Because a steak this size that's really fatty, you think that's a lot of protein, but if it's very fatty, it may be a good amount of protein, but not as much as you think. And if you eat that over and over and over again, and you're a woman and you actually have goals, like if you're happy where you're doing and you're doing great, keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
I have goals. A lot of the women in the group, they're perimenopausal, postmenopausal. They want to be strong, healthy women warriors. And so we're dialing that in. So if you're like, I don't know how to track, we're doing that too.
Yep. So if you want to get in on that, turn on your phone's camera and scan this little QR code and then click the little yellow link and you can join up. And there's a discount code to get 50% off.
Mm-hmm. It's on the website. So if you go to phdhealth.community, you don't have to be like, what did they say? It's on the website to make it easy for you guys. So once you get to the link is in the description as well. It'll be at the top of the screen. So it's Black Friday sale, discount code, 50% off your first 2 months. Thanks 50. Thanks 50. It's right there. Very easy for you guys to find it.
Join us. We'd love to have you. Okay. A Binder says, is eating 12 eggs a day too many? No, there is no number of eggs that's too many. Here's how you know if you've eaten too many eggs. If you're just shoveling eggs in one right after the other, just eating and eating and eating, not counting them, just eating and eating and eating. And then all of a sudden you start feeling nauseous and you run to the bathroom and you puke. And you're like, oh my God, I ate too many eggs. You ate too many eggs. Okay. But if you're eating eggs and they're delicious and you love them, you're like, oh, I want another bite. There is no maximum number of eggs that you can eat. Okay.
They're the perfect food.
Perfect food. Eat them until you're comfortably stuffed. That's how many eggs you should eat, however many that turns out to be. For me, I could eat 8 eggs scrambled comfortably. And that would be a meal for me. I'd be like, oh, I'm full. Okay, that's it. And if I could eat 12 like Sean Baker, I would. But 8 fills me up. And that's the goal when you eat, is to become comfortably stuffed and then to stop eating and not to snack between meals until the next time that you become hungry. Here is Tabernacle Laudivicifer. Can carnivore diet put schizophrenia into remission? I have 2 books for you that you need to read or listen to. They're both on Audible. Get ready to write. Number 1, Brain Energy by Dr. Chris Palmer. Number 2, Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind by Dr. Georgia Ede. Both of them are mental health professionals and have used a ketogenic diet. Carnivore is keto because it's 0 carb, right? They have used carnivore diets and keto diets to reverse very severe mental health issues, including schizophrenia.
If you go to drbarry.com, there's actually a list of books that he recommends. If you go to drbarry.com, at the top it says books. Click on books, and then wait, maybe it's on shop. It used to be on here. You can buy it. Okay, maybe I'm lying.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
It used to be there.
Here's the message from Steve. He says, 700 days carnivore today. Big thanks to both of you for all you do. You're welcome, Steve, and huzzah. I hope you're teaching your friends and family how to eat a proper human diet. Here's a question from Ian Rudolph. Have been diagnosed with urge incontinence. Okay, no UTI, so they checked, no infection. MRI of lumbar showed no injury causing it. Any testing recommendation? So urge incontinence is one of the several different types of incontinence you can have. There are specific medications for this. Most of them are fairly safe. You just want to take just a low enough dose, just a high enough dose to get the effect. You don't want to take the full dose if you can avoid it. But there are good medications for this, which are fairly innocuous.
Okay, it is on there. And I just copy pasted the book list from Amazon.
Perfect.
That is my affiliate link. So
Perfect.
just so you know. And it has a full list of recommended reading from Dr. Berry. It does have my image on there, but it's his recommendations. Why we get sick. Sacred Cow, Wired to Eat.
Lies My Doctor Told Me.
Lies My Doctor Told Me. The PE Diet. Fat Chance, Why We Get Fat, The Case for Keto, Real Food for Pregnancy for those women who are about to have a baby or want to have a baby, some cookbooks, Alzheimer's Antidote, Salt Fix, Obesity, a bunch of books. Okay?
Absolutely. Here's one from Cheesy. Do gimme seaweed snacks have enough iodine to not need a supplement? Now, maybe if you eat enough of them. I don't know the ingredients. So look at the ingredients, look at the total carb count. If they got bad ingredients, then that does not need to be your source of iodine. But if you eat enough seaweed, you're going to get enough iodine. Okay. I have a YouTube video called the 7 iodine-rich foods. If you search that up, you can watch that. Most of them come from the sea because the sea is the richest source of iodine on planet Earth. Here's one from Web Design School. Have you heard or read anything about lavender and tea tree oil being endocrine disruptors? Yes, we've read it all. If you bathe in lavender oil, real lavender oil, you could cause some endocrine disruption. If you cover your little 8-year-old son's pillow till it's wet with lavender oil, you might cause some endocrine disruption. But if you use a tiny drop of lavender oil here and there, this is not going to be anything to be concerned about. There's always an internet guru out there who's going to scare you. Oh my God, drinking pure water, it will make you have to urinate more. Do you hear me? It's like, yeah, dude, we know. Calm down. Yeah, if you overuse lavender or many other of the essential oils, you can have a little bit of endocrine disruption. But using a tiny amount, like in the beard oil, first of all, it's not touching your skin, it's touching your beard. It's not going to cause a problem. So don't worry about
this all started because people were bathing in this stuff, okay? They were using it every single day. And that was a problem.
Another reply from Jen. Thyroid panel is normal, and I got the bioidentical hormones off the internet, so I didn't do lab.
Okay, don't do that.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not safe. Please don't do that. Go find a local doctor who does bioidentical hormone optimization. Throw what you got in off the internet. Throw it in the garbage because we have no idea what's in that. You want to get bioidentical hormones prepared by a local or a state pharmacy who's licensed to do that. You're probably putting on motor oil from China. Who the hell knows what's in that? No, please don't do that. Please. All right, guys, a few more minutes for questions. Now's your chance to ask them. Type them in the comments. I'm going to be watching and try to catch some final questions. Any questions? Here's one from Colleen. Is creatine okay if you are in remission of bladder cancer? Yes, creatine is fine. Keep in mind, you don't have to spend money on a creatine supplement. You can get 5 or 6 grams of creatine each and every day for free if you just eat lots of meat. Okay? But if you want to buy a creatine supplement, it's fine. Okay, here's a good question. I'm wondering if I need both the electrolytes like Redmond's Relight or LMNT and the salty minerals. So the salty minerals right there, that's a blend. It has a little electrolyte in it. It has sodium, potassium, chloride, and magnesium, but not as much as the electrolyte packets, okay? What it has is all of the minerals that the electrolyte packets don't have. And so what I do every day is I take a serving of this every day. I just put droppers full in my coffee when I'm drinking my morning coffee. And then when I come in from working on the farm, I'll drink an Element unflavored electrolyte. And that way I've got all my minerals, and I know I got all my electrolytes, because I sweat on the farm. Even in November, I'm still sweating. I was sweating like a dog today, and it was raining. So I lost some electrolytes. Anything else you got, woman, over there?
Let's see. Jake Close has asked this question a few times. Thyroid, I'm going to say this wrong, peroxidase antibodies, less than 1 thyroglobulin antibodies out of range, 233. What does that mean?
That means you have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. You need to find a doctor, typically a doctor who prescribes desiccated thyroid hormone replacement. You can call a locally owned pharmacist and ask them who prescribes Nature Thyroid or Armor Thyroid, and they'll tell you, oh, that's Dr. Smith over wherever. Go see Dr. Smith, and they will help you to treat that. And you need to also adopt a proper human diet, whether that's keto, ketovore, or carnivore. That is going to lower the levels of inflammation, and your immune system will stop attacking your thyroid gland, which is what's currently going on. Here's one. Oh, you got that one, didn't you? Okay, that's one I was about to get.
Do you have any more starred that you need to get?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, we got Sean. Sean says, most bacon I find everywhere I look includes sugar in the cured with section. Is there a way to find bacon that doesn't include any sugar? So you don't have to look for bacon that doesn't include sugar. And here's why. There are options out there. Or you could have a local farmer just have you a pig and get that bacon. It's uncured and unsalted and unsugared, and it's delicious. We've had it before. But the bacon from a local guy, they just slice up the bacon. Yeah. It's like candy. It's so good. But here's how you can tell if there's too much sugar in your bacon, because some bacon does contain too much sugar. First, you look at the serving size. If it's 3 strips or 3 rashers of bacon, that's a rational serving size. If it's 1 slice of bacon, they're trying to trick you. Okay. Then you look at the total amount of carbohydrates. If it's less than 1 for 3 slices of bacon, that's totally fine. Okay. A lot of times sugar is used in the curing process, but all the sugar is rinsed off after the curing process. Most of it's rinsed off. Does that make sense? So if it says less than 1 gram of carb and it's 3 or more pieces of bacon, you're good to go. Eat that bacon.
I order my bacon online. I order from Peterson's with a D, Pedersons Farms, Peterson Farms. I don't know what they cure with, but it's not sugar. And they say no nitrates and no nitrites. And the only reason I do that is because the kids eat so much bacon. I want to get the best quality I can get if I can't get from a local rancher. And I know they raise their pigs humanely and all the things. But I prefer to just get it from the dude down the road like we did before, because first of all, it tastes better and I'm supporting a local farmer. But then when I run out of Peterson's, then I use Wright's from Walmart.
Also very good. Yeah. Tina says, I'm 30 weeks pregnant and my ferritin is low at 13. How can I naturally raise that number without medication? So first and foremost, Tina, congratulations on being pregnant. Just because your ferritin is low does not mean that your iron is low. That's the first thing you need to understand. Many doctors don't understand this. Maybe your doctor does, maybe they don't. There are specific labs that you check, especially in a pregnant woman, to see if she actually is deficient in iron or not. Okay, you don't just check a ferritin, and if it's low, you say, oh, you're deficient in iron. Got to start doing iron injections or iron infusions or taking iron supplement. No, there's more to it than that. There's several things that can cause your ferritin to be low. And also, some people, usually women, just have a genetically low ferritin level, and pregnancy can also make it go even lower. Eating lots of fatty red meat, if it's iron deficiency, then eat red meat every day and eat 1 or 2 ounces of liver each and every day, or take ancestral supplements, liver blend. Okay.
Also, everything's Black Friday. So if you're like wanting to try something, now's the time to do it. They're 25% off everything.
Okay. All
on ancestral supplements. Yep. If you have been wanting to add something, now's the time to do it so you don't have to pay full price, right? Yes, and then if you're like, I didn't even use that, then you never buy it again and you didn't pay full price. So.
Yeah. So ask your doctor, Tina, did you check the labs that actually are used to diagnose iron deficiency? Or did you just see my ferritin was low and assume that I had low iron? And then watch your doctor's face very carefully for clues that you may have stepped on a nerve. Okay, if they haven't checked the labs, they need to check them, because you need to know if you're truly iron deficient or not, and then work on fixing that. But unless you're actively bleeding, eating red meat every day, and liver 2 or 3 times a week, even 2 ounces 2 or 3 times a week, that's going to fix your iron. Okay, you don't need to take a medication for that. All right, that is it. That's the hour. Thanks for hanging out. Let me tell you one thing you can do. If Neisha and I have helped you through all these years, one thing you can do to pay us back is to pay it forward. And you do that by clicking the share button right down there and share this video on your favorite social media. You can share it on all your social medias, because there are millions of people out there suffering from what you used to have. You don't have it anymore, but they still do, because they have not heard the good news that you can reverse chronic metabolic disease with a proper human diet. So please click the share button, share this out there, leave a comment, make sure you're subscribed, hit a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.